almost definitely going to see a 159 weigh-in at some point this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that on my Instagram, because I usually snap when I get a nice new low or something like that.
Jello Beats, holla at me.
Hey guys, so welcome back to another video and another contest prep update. So we are 8 weeks out from the target show, or the target first show of the season. So it's definitely getting like to the point where you tell someone how far you're out and they're like, ooh, it's close now. Because like in the past, when I'd say, oh, like I'm 10 weeks out, 12 weeks out, whatever, people are like, oh, you've still got bags of time. And then you start saying, oh, I'm like 8, 6, 7, and they're like, wow, it's getting close now. And it really is, and that's cool. Like, that's really exciting for me. And so let's crack into how this week went. So, really good week. I think last week I said it was a really good week. This was a really, really good week. And for reasons being, I think just like, combine the weight loss with how my training has gone, and it's just like the perfect combo. Weight loss has been really smooth, so I've lost about 1.6 pounds on average, which is pretty much exactly what I want to lose. That's about a percentage of my body weight, so it's almost exactly what I want to lose at this stage, and that's brought me down to a new low of 160.4, so I'm very close to dipping into the 150s. Physique-wise, I definitely feel like there's changes, but they're not as significant, I'll be honest, they're not as significant as I thought they would be, considering the weight drop, which is interesting. It's always interesting to see, because like sometimes you'll lose like a pound, and you'll be like, wow, like that's made a really big difference. I think the main difference that I've seen comparing pictures to pictures quite recently has been quads and a little bit of hamstrings. But mainly actually my quads, and just feeling my quads, like putting my hands on them or flexing them in the mirror. Definitely some significant changes in terms of like striations down the vastus lateralis, which is something that I know when I'm getting quite lean, that will come in. I do tend to have like cross striations on both sides of my vastus lateralis when I flex my quads down hard, which is something quite cool to have. I don't know. I think that's probably genetics that influence whether you get cross striations on your vastus lateralis, but I don't know whether there's anything that you could put that down to density and building like more dense quads or quadriceps over time that could potentially have some influence on that. But yeah, feel really good in terms of from a conditioning standpoint and where I'm at in terms of how long I've got left. I know that I'll need to definitely dig for sure to get conditioning. It's not like I'm in the most favourable position ever where I can sort of like get to 4 weeks out and start raising my food or something like that. I don't think that I'd have ever really given myself enough time to do that, but I think that I'm in a good position regardless. So body weight down 1.5. Training has gone really, really well. My pushing moves, and more specifically only my shoulder pressing moves, have gone not so well this week. My seated barbell OHP was really tough, and my standing OHP was good. I think I actually progressed that on the week prior, but obviously it was a resetted number, so it definitely wasn't like a PR or anything like that. But my seated shoulder press with the barbell was shit. It just felt really heavy. Not sure as to why that was, because I controlled all the variables all the same. It was just that move felt rubbish. Other things, like other pressing moves, like my chest pressing moves, seemed to be like going okay. Seemed to be retaining things pretty well there. Obviously not, like they're not bulking numbers by any means, but they're definitely not taking the hit that I'd expect them to take at this stage. That's really, really good signs, and that will definitely pay off in the end physique. I just know it will. Lower body, still progressing. Like literally, squats are still going up. I hit 160 for 3 sets of 12 last week. This week I hit 161 for 3 sets of 12. And that set felt just epic. Like, so fucking hard, but really, really rewarding. Like, when you finish a set of 12 on squats, you just want to thank some greater being for their protection throughout that set, because that was brutal and very, very challenging. Deadlifts are still going well. I'm sort of more so retaining my deadlifts at the moment because I'm not really prioritising them because they come after my squats. I'm already kind of fatigued. It is difficult to do that combo, but at the moment I've really not got another way of fitting them in, and I do want to keep them in. I just want to retain strength and retain volumes on deadlift at the moment. And then pulling moves, so my back or my pull days, they seem to be still going smoothly. So either retaining stuff or making slight progressions when I can without disregarding form, aka the stimulus. Which, if you forget execution, you'll get lost in trying to just chase numbers, and that's so easy to do, especially when you're prepping, when you really should drop the weight or you really should not increase the weight. It's very easy to get greedy. So I'm looking forward to another week of training. I think this will most likely be my final week of this mesocycle before I deload. And I do think that the deload's it's just needed. And I auto-regulate all of my deloads. Like, even in the gaining phase, I don't structure them at the moment. I just take it to a point where I know that I need to back off, and then I back off. And guys, you get better at this over time. I discussed this a lot in my deload video as to what signs you should look out for when you need to deload. But it is just important to realise that you only get better at knowing when to deload as you've done more and more mesocycles, more and more experience in the gym, and you'll know when to just pull the plug. In terms of nutrition, I made no changes at the start of the week, so my macros were 330 carb, 50 fat, and 200 protein, and these have been my macros for 3 weeks. So remember that, they've been my macros for 3 weeks. So 3 weeks straight, I've lost really, really well on those. And I have a refeed once a week of 600 carb, 50 fat, and 170 protein, which is about 3,500 calories. So my actual average across the course of the week is 2,700 calories, pretty much exactly. So combining all the lower days, combined with the refeed, average it out, 2,700 calories. Pretty good to be losing on that at like 160 pounds. I do 4 sessions of cardio a week at 30 mins a piece. They're in the morning, they're on the Stairmaster at level 10, 30 minutes. So roughly burning around about 300 to 350 calories on those, but I just do time at the moment for reasons I discussed in the last video. And my steps are around about 10,000 a day. So nothing excessive on the output front, and nothing excessively low on the input front. So I'm in a pretty decent place to make changes if I need to. Now, I do think that with 8 weeks to go, I do need to be consistent with my rate of loss. I do need to keep progress going. So for the next week, I will be taking away just 10 grams of carbs. Very simple. It's a small change that I think will elicit a good result. Now, you could argue that 10 grams of carbs isn't going to make much of a difference, but over the course of 6 of those days, obviously my refeed will stay the same, but 6 days of that 60 grams gone out the diet, that's a decent calorie drop. You know, it's an okay calorie drop. So we will see how that change takes effect, but usually I respond pretty well to small, intricate changes, so I'll look forward to seeing sort of how the scales drop. Probably, almost definitely going to see a 159 weigh-in at some point this week. So keep your eyes peeled for that on my Instagram, because I usually snap when I get a nice new low or something like that. So those are the changes. Like I said, probably last week in this meso before a deload. And yeah, guys, that's pretty much a roundup. So, and I've feelings, how I've been feeling, hunger-wise, etc. I've had a few days which I definitely feel like complete garbage. I had a day where we went up to see some dogs yesterday, and I got behind on my meals, and just by like a couple of hours or so, it didn't have a huge effect on training or anything, but it had an effect on how I felt. I just got really irritable, really tired, really moody, and very hungry. So it's more so, if I stay in my routine, I'm good. If I come out of my routine, I'm fucked, like I'm ruined. So, and I'm really hungry, really irritable. So routine is key, guys. If you nail routine, like, you can make the process a lot more humane and a lot more, I don't want to say easy, because it's not. It's never easy. And there's most mornings where I wake up and I'm like really dragging my feet a little bit now. So, and that's not something that I experienced when gaining. So yeah, it's definitely getting difficult. I'm not afraid to say that, but it's not to the point where I'm dying or like feeling horrific yet. Cool, guys. So another update in the books. Thanks very much for tuning in. I really appreciate anyone that wants to listen to this. Of course, any questions for me or any sort of feedback or anything on the videos is massively appreciated. Anything that you want to see in the future, let me know. And we will chat soon. Cheers, guys.